Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember this one job I had when I was 16. I worked, basically on a farm, and I worked with farm animals, and more specifically pigs. I took care of pigs, and the one thing that I remember so vividly about this job is that I had to shovel pig crap. And sometimes I'd, shovel pig crap for 3 or 4 hours. And I mean, this job required me to get really down and dirty. I mean, to the point where my fingernails were just filled with pig crap. And the thing that I remember so interestingly about this job is that I am a habitual nail biter, but man, I did not take up nail biting for that entire summer. And come to think of it, it seems to me that I totally gave up eating breakfast for about 5 years after that.
What other jobs did you have?
I've had jobs. I had a job selling cigarettes for a tobacco company, and that was an interesting job. Since I'm a long-distance runner, I thought, this is the absolute perfect job for a long-distance runner is to get up every morning and organize the stacks of cigarettes at the local Kroger's. One interesting story that I like to relate in regards to that job is I used to get this itinerary or job itinerary where I had to go out to all the stores in the local area, and I was supposed to go out to a Kmart store on the south end of town because it said US 31. Well, what happened is instead of going to the one on South 31, which I was supposed to, I went out to the one on North 31. So I was basically evaluating packets of cigarettes in a store that was totally outside my district. And that was really interesting because they couldn't reconcile the loss of inventory at that store. Even though in their minds it was the same store, it was an entirely different store with an entirely different inventory. And it took them some 5 to 10 years to figure that out. That's the one thing that I thought was really strange about that job. But, I moved on to other things.
You worked at Hacienda?
Yeah, I worked at the Hacienda, and one of the things that I got a reputation for there was they used to call me the greatest of all margarita vacuums. Because, boy, I could really, really put down the margaritas. I mean, when you stop to consider that they taste like strawberry bubble gum, you can really understand the reason why that after a few months of that job, I was a completely debased alcoholic looking, around anybody I could find to scrounge up some change to get a couple of margaritas. It was pretty pathetic.